Hey, it's your girl Tonya Yvette. This is my first time going YouTube live, so bear with me. And welcome to Tonya's Thoughts. So let's see here. I decided to come on because the last time I was online, I wasn't live, but I was on my yes, Instagram. I don't remember what I was on, and it was when my mother. It was Mother's Day. So my mother, those who know me know my mother passed away in 2014. So, long story short, it was cardiac arrest. So she was getting ready for a doctor's appointment January 7th of 2014. And she went to cardiac arrest. So she lived in independent living in Virginia Beach, in Haven Cove, to be exact. I have this necklace on, this locket. My beautiful sea star. My bestie Angel gave me this. It's a picture of me and my mommy, one of my favorite pictures. And it was, ironically, it was Mother's Day. I want to say maybe it was 2013. I don't remember what year with the top of my head, but we were taking her to dinner and we took this picture on our way. So anyhow, I have us on a necklace now. I'm trying to move this stuff out the way. So trying to get, maybe I need to turn the light on because look. Un momento, por favor. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, I'm kidding. And I'll say a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, is that better? Let me see if that's better. Not really, but hey, it's just gonna have to do. Okay, so yeah, so she went into cardiac arrest in her apartment. She was all alone. But again, it was independent living, so she was just getting ready for a doctor's appointment. And from what we were told, she was unresponsive when EMT arrived, and so they tried to resuscitate her. They were unsuccessful. They tried for 24 minutes. Once they hit the 25th minute, they were calling in the time of death. But they said they had a faint pulse, so they took her to the ER, and then she just slept unresponsive in a coma for approximately 5 weeks. This looks kind of dark. I'm trying to lighten it. I'll figure it out. I'm sorry. This is my first YouTube live. So I don't even know how to how to play around with the lights and things like that, because normally I would have had my sparkles or something if I was on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. But anyhow. So yeah, so she was in the ER and in a coma ICU. And I basically lived with her in the hospital. I basically spent the entire 5 weeks in there with her. My brother and sister, they stayed a couple nights here and there, but they had more responsibilities than I had because my sister, she had a young child at the time. Well, she had 3 kids, but she had a younger child at the time, my nephew, and so she had to get him straight. And then my brother, he was in school, in barber school, no, barber instructor school and working and whatever. Anyway, so I just couldn't even go back to work. Like I would never forget that day I came to the ER. So her apartment complex, the manager called me and I was getting ready for work. And she called and she was like, they rushed your mother. As a matter of fact, she had left a voicemail message. So she left the message and I heard the message and it said, for me to call her. They rushed my mother to the ER, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Now, mind you, at this time I'm living in Hampton, Virginia. Like we in Virginia, and so we relocated her to Virginia in 2009. She's originally from Virginia, but she moved to New York when she was 18 in Harlem, and so that's where me and my siblings grew up. She would send us to Virginia every summer. So I knew a lot of people out here. It's like a second home. So when I moved here in '96, then my sister had already moved here, and then my brother moved shortly after me in '96. So we moved our mother here in 2009. So we got her in the Lynn Haven Cove apartment for senior citizens, independent living. So she was living there. So anywho, they called. I called them back, and I was like, what's going on? What happened? What's wrong? And they were like, they didn't know what happened, but they, had to take her to the ER. So I get there, and the doctor was just talking to me, and I don't even know what he said. All I heard him say was something about her brain, and I just passed out. Because I was like, what is he talking about? Like, what do you mean her brain? What? Because all I'm hearing is brain, and once I hear brain, I'm thinking brain dead, and I'm like, doctor, you better go get yourself together because ain't nobody trying to hear all that. So, that was it. So, again, it was February 10th, well, January 7th of 2014, and then February 10th of 2014, she officially transitioned. And when she did, it was just like, I couldn't even believe it. I still can't believe it. Like it's still surreal, and I just still can't believe it sometimes. Like I really, so like I have had a lot of dreams about her since she's been not physically here, and every time I have a dream, it's never wished. It's like her spirit coming or anything sad. It's like she's still alive. We're just doing regular things and laughing and just doing whatever, like as if she's still here. So a lot of times I will wake up and I'm thinking I could call her and we could just do whatever we normally would have done. But then reality kicks in. And before, what happened, it just made me just cry. So like I went through a lot over the course of the last 8 years, trying to deal with grieving, trying to process grieving, trying to process life without her. And I was actually married for last September would have made 21 years. So when she passed, I had been married 14 years. I had an amazing marriage. I'm never going to take nothing from my ex-husband. He's a great husband, and we had a great marriage. We were best friends. We were like business partners. We just supported each other. We were like homies, like everything. Yeah, we had a really, really adult marriage. So when everything happened with my mother, I'm in the hospital and I'm living with her in the hospital, and I'm not going home with him. It's like I just was like, what if she doesn't make it? What if she doesn't make it? What's gonna happen to my marriage? Because I already know I was done. I was like, if she don't pull through this, I don't even know if I care about living anymore. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000 with you. I was like, what am I supposed to do without my mother? So we just went through the whole process. He would come to the hospital, even there. But in the back of my mind, like, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen if she don't pull through. I just don't. But I couldn't let that consume me. You know what I'm saying? So I just, it's like I worry about that when the time comes, because I'm pretty sure we'll be okay. I'm just probably overthinking this, but when she officially transitioned, I'll never forget that night. I was laying on her right side of her chest. My sister was on her left side, and we was just laying on her chest like babies. And I'm just thinking in my mind, like, yo, what am I gonna do? What kind of mother am I gonna be at this point? What kind of wife? What kind of sister? Whatever. Like, I don't want to do nothing. Like, I literally felt my soul leave my body. I literally felt it. Like, I'm just like, I was just like stuck. Like, I was like zoned out. Like, I like totally checked out. I totally checked out, and I was saying, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue. with life at this point, because I can't. It wasn't like she was terminally ill, so we had time to prepare for her to just go. I don't know if it would have been better if we had time, like if she had some type of, like I said, terminal illness where we knew that the day was going to come at some point. Or I don't know if it would have been better if she went to cardiac arrest, she went to ER, and that was it. I don't know if having her in a coma for 5 weeks was helpful, or did it just make things worse. Like, I still ponder on that to this day, because it's like, it was like, for me to go through that and have all the faith that I had. I never had that much faith in my life. Nobody could not tell me that my mother was not going to pull through that and have this just over the top amazing testimony. Because my mother was like, she loved the Lord, she praised the Lord wherever she went. She was very, very down to earth, very cool, the sweetest lady ever, dope lady, loved people, everyone loved her. She was just super dope. So I'm like, yo, God gonna have her give this testimony, because she is gonna be like, God saved my life and da da da. So I'm like, yeah, I ain't got to worry. I'm over here, praying. I'm sitting with her, reading scriptures from the Bible, got gospel music playing around the clock, just talking to her, just trying to help her to reading up on how you're supposed to help people when they're in a coma, different things you could do to like stimulate them in their mind and help them with movement and things. And things, little times when she would move, I'm thinking she's like good. The doctor like, no, those are tremors, like she's really not here. The doctor's like, she wasn't even here when they brought her here, she was already gone. I was ready to punch that doctor in his face. I was like, anybody listening to you? Because God got the last word and she's gonna be fine. Like, it was crazy. It was really crazy. So then once we get through that phase, and then she's gone, and then also I had went the night that she officially transitioned, I asked my husband for open marriage. I said this before. I'm not going to go into detail again right now, but I'm just going to give a little bit more information than I did before. So yeah, I asked him about open marriage. Open marriage meaning I'm in a position now, like, he's always known me to be strong, to be able to hold it together, to be able to get through anything and just be happy and bubbly and all this. But at this point, I'm like, I don't care about nothing. I just don't give a fuck what happens at this point. Like, I'm just done with life and everything. I don't feel like doing nothing. I don't want to divorce you. I love you. I don't want a divorce. I don't feel like doing wife shit. Like, I don't feel like being a wife. I don't feel like, sex, cooking, nothing. I don't feel like doing nothing. I just want to lay in a fetal position, and I just really don't even want to be here. Like, I just knew, but in my mind, I was like, this is not fair to him if this is what kind of wife I'm gonna be, because it could last for 3 days, it could last for a week, it could last for 60 days, it could last for 5 years. Like, I don't know how long I'm gonna feel like this. So how about we do open marriage? We both see other people outside the marriage, respectfully, right? So we set some rules in place. He said no. Don't get me wrong, he didn't want to do it. He was like, he'd rather divorce me than to share me and all that. And I'm like, I get what you're saying. This is not about sex. By no means am I asking for this because it's for sex. I'm asking for this because I know I'm going to be neglecting you. I'm going to be, grieving and probably crying more than you've ever seen me in my lifetime since we've been together. I don't want you to have to stop your life because mine is stopped now. My life is on pause. I don't want you to have to stop yours. And then I don't want to resent you because I feel like you're not helping me grieve. Like, it was just a lot to it. Like, I probably, maybe I shouldn't have asked for this. Maybe I should have waited to see if he was going to be able to do whatever. But I just was trying to, be proactive so I have to be reactive. So I'm putting something in place because, mind you, like I said, we were best friends. And I'm thinking worst case scenario, he may fall in love with, because I already knew I wasn't going to fall in love with nobody because I wasn't even in a position to be falling in love with nobody. Like, I was just, all I wanted was my mother. So I'm like, okay, worst case scenario, he may fall in love with somebody else and want to be with somebody else and want to get a divorce or something. Okay, it is what it is. I lost my mother. Not to say I didn't care about lose him, but if I was able to live without her, trust me, I could live without anyone at that point. So I just figured that, that would be a conversation that we would have. He would just let me know, I didn't think this would happen. I fell in love, but we still friends or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be fine, but it didn't happen like that. Now, mind you, once I found out that, not once I found out, once I told him that I want an open marriage and he didn't want to do it, then he starts to do it, right? Now, mind you, I'm still out of it, so I'm not doing anything for like a good month. And then I'm like, yo, he's spending the night out all night, he's not coming home, he just whatever. So I'm like, okay, well, apparently we're in an open marriage. Then I also found out that he had cheated on me before during the marriage when things were the way they were supposed to be, when we had a true, real marriage. And I ain't even gonna do quotes because we had an actual real marriage. Come to find out he had cheated, you know what I'm saying? But it was like, whatever. At that point, you done got away with it is what it is. Now we're gonna do this. We had I gave him a couple rules, simple rules. Like, really, I gave him rules that he had already, any man that's cheating would have, that's the rules, that's what they do anyway. If you already cheating, that's what you do. You don't let if you're a real man, you're not gonna let the next bitch think she's more important than your girl or your wife. You making sure she play her position accordingly, and then you're not gonna get her pregnant. So you're gonna hopefully use a protection anyway for diseases, not only just pregnancy, but also for diseases. So that was really it. That's all I asked him. You would think that would be easy, right? Because being that he cheated, and I never knew he cheated, he was able to do that when he cheated, because I didn't know. But now that we're both doing the same thing, now you got to play fair. Now you don't know how to keep a bitch in check. So he started messing with this chick, and then you cannot tell the chick that wasn't her man, that wasn't her husband, and I was in the way. She just did whatever she wanted to do. I didn't even know because I had left social media. My mother, like I said, she transitioned in 2014. So I left social media for like 2 years. I come back in 2016. And that's when I stumbled across this chick. Long story short, it's more details, but stumbled across her. I'm like, yo, talking to him, like, yo, does she know what's going on? Whatever. And now he wasn't honest with her and to tell her what was really going on. So in her mind, he was just probably just cheating, or we were separate. I don't really know what he made her understand, but I made her understand. I contacted her on Facebook, I inboxed her, and I put the three of us in a chat together. So she can't say that I said something and I lied and I did whatever. And he couldn't say, everybody understood what was going on from the message I sent. So she knew. Matter of fact, it was July 4th of 2016. That was the day she knew whatever you have been told before, this is what's really going on. She didn't care. She just want to do what she want to do. So fast forward to all these years later. It's been like a crazy, just ridiculous roller coaster of emotions. She was just so disrespectful and crazy. And I'm just like, yo, I'm not trying to catch a charge. So I had to do what I had to do. And I'm going to stop it right there. So I ended up divorcing him last year because it was just not worth it for my peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to snap, basically. So, anywho, now what I did want to talk about also is Mother's Day, because I was really sad. I was so surprised that I was very sad on Mother's Day. I was really, really sad. Now, in 2020, September 18th to be exact, 2020, my brother had another baby, a second baby girl with his fiance. Now, they didn't have any children together. So she had a daughter already, and then he had a daughter already. So his daughter, which is my niece, Jada, who is about to be 24 this month. I can't believe it. So anyway, he goes and has another baby, right? So I'm laughing at this dude like, are you really kidding me right now? How you gonna be 40 something and be a brand new father? So he has the baby, but now the crazy thing is, the baby changed my life. Like, I feel like she's my mother reincarnated. I really feel like this baby is my mother reincarnated, and I call her my little mama. So she really has helped me, like, more than anything, more than any therapy, anything. Because I was going through crazy. I was having panic attacks. My anxiety was ridiculous. I was just so depressed. It was just crazy. So yeah, when she was born, I used to start keeping her. My sister would keep her. Like we would go to their house to watch her. When my sister would go on Fridays and I would go on Saturdays. But then once she turned 4 months, they would let her spend the night out. So I would keep her every weekend since she was like 4 months old. So I keep her every single weekend unless I'm going out of town or I got, I'm going somewhere. And she'll be 2 in September of this year. She'll be 2 years old. That's my baby. So she helped me so much. But it was just weird because this Mother's Day, and I'm a mother as well, which is interesting because when my mother was alive, when Mother's Day would come, and I've been a mother since my son is 28, and yeah, I was 20 when I had him, so I'm about to be 29. I'm about to be 29. I'm crazy. I'm about to be 49, July 20th. Shout out to my Cancer gang. We the best. And my son I'll be 49 in July 20th. He'll be 29 October 12th. So I never really, Mother's Day, I'm not a big holiday person for real. Like birthdays are everything to me. But just the regular holidays, I really don't really care about the holidays like that. So Mother's Day never really meant much to me. It was all about my mother every time. Like I was always like talking to my brother and sister, okay, what we doing for mommy, what we gonna do, or whatever. When she was still living in New York, I would go up there for Mother's Day, or sometimes she'll come here, whatever. And then when she moved here, it was always about her. So then when she was gone, I'm like, okay, I don't care nothing about Mother's Day. And then I would be sad and not want to really do anything. But then I'll try to do something. Once I really started processing it, like, okay, but you're a mother. So what if your son want to do things with you, but he just don't really not tell you because he's trying to understand and empathize with what you're going through. So I started because my son, I moved here when he was 2. So he moved back to New York when he graduated from high school. So that's where he's still in New York. So sometimes I would go up there, and that was very helpful to go just be, okay, your mother, go be with your child. And then maybe it won't hurt so bad because now, you a mother. Your mother may not be physically here, but you're a mother and you're here. So go spend that time with your son. So I started doing that, and that was helpful. But then, I had my moments. So this year, I don't know what happened. I thought I was good. I woke up that morning and we had went to Wine Fest Saturday. Like I said, my sister, Bestie gave me this beautiful locket with me and my mommy. So we was at Wine Fest Saturday, had a freaking blast. My sister came, my biological sister that I was talking about. And my favorite cousin was out there. Everybody was out there. We just had a ball. Whoo, child. I don't know what happened Sunday. I woke up. I was like, oh my God. I want my mommy. I felt like a 5-year-old. I was just like, I couldn't even get myself together. Like I had to just go to sleep. Like when I was going through everything that I was going through with my panic attacks and all of that, I couldn't sleep. So I had prescription sleeping pills. I had to take sleeping pills. It was daytime. I had to take sleeping pills. I just wanted to go to sleep. I just wanted to sleep the day away. I'm like, I don't even want to even think about this day. I just want to go to sleep. But I ended up feeling better because my babe helped me feel better. And, ended up being a good day. So then the next day, which was Monday, I think I was good. I can't remember. But anywho, so I'm saying all this to say, it was a couple of things that I had planned to do on Mother's Day that I didn't get to do because I was just so out of it. And it was a couple of things, like I have so many things that I came across that my mother had in boxes and stuff that she gave me. And I wanted to read a couple of things. So she had wrote this down, and it was for my birthday. I'm trying to remember what year that was. It was 2011. So July 20th, she wrote July 20th, 2073. A beautiful baby girl came into this world, and I was blessed to be her mother. It was a pleasure watching her grow up into this beautiful woman she is today. If daughters mean happiness, how do I start to count all the smiles you brought to my heart? A daughter like you means happiness. So, daughter, take time out on your birthday to think about the special gifts God has blessed you with. Your loving heart, your strong, beautiful spirit, and your future filled with promise. How beautiful is that? That's so beautiful, right? And then this now she didn't write this. This was I guess she found this poem somewhere or whatever. I don't know. She had sent this to me one time. I wish it was a year was on here so I could know. She was always sending me stuff. But it says, I wish I could give you a hug every day. And she says, Tonya, she says, love always, mother. But it says, I wish I could make sure you always had the best, like laughter, or as she would say, laughter, rainbows, hugs, butterflies, and health. I wish I could take you anywhere you wanted to go and shoot you to waterfalls, rivers, forests, and mountaintops. I wish I could make it possible for you to do anything you ever dreamed of, even if just for a day. I wish I could keep you from ever being hurt or sad, and that all your troubles and problems would disappear. I wish I could package up all the memories that bring smiles to you and have them handy for your immediate enjoyment. I wish I could guarantee you peace of mind, contentment, faith, and strength, as well as the constant ability to find joy in all the things that sometimes go unnoticed. I wish you moments to connect with other individuals who are full of smiles and hugs to give away, and stories and laughter to share. I wish you could always know how much you are loved and appreciated. I wish I could give you a hug every day. Man, listen, that's why y'all don't understand. Some of y'all that didn't have a mother like this, our mother was dope. Our mother gave us nothing but unconditional love and support. She was our biggest cheerleader. Like she was everything. So this is a program from her service. And I'm not gonna, read everything in it, but what I'm gonna do is what I had asked my sister and brother to do at the time. I was like, let's, write something that we went inside to say, dear mommy, and what we're thankful for from her and being in our lives. And you can see the nice pictures that we put in there. These other pictures you can see. So my sister's the oldest. She's 3 years older than me, so I'm gonna start with her first. So and she had to write a novel in the world. She said, dear mommy, there are no words adequate enough to express how grateful I am to be your daughter, how much you are appreciated, and how much you will always mean to me. So I'll just simply say thank you. Thank you for the little things. Thank you for the big things. Thank you for wiping my nose as a little girl to wiping. Oh, excuse me. Said thank you from wiping my nose as a little girl to wiping away my tears as my best friend. Thank you. From tying my ribbons to tying up my loose ends, thank you. Thank you for teaching me about Jesus, showing me who God is, and introducing me to the Holy Spirit. Thank you for helping me to discover my strengths and spiritual gifts, for always being available to me, being fully involved in me and my children's lives, and for processing life together with me. Thank you for being the best, most fun, and hippest grandmother and Gigi to my children. Thank you for teaching Shamaria the value of a best friend. Thank you for holding my hand through my journey and for assuring me that I will be all right when the time came that you will have to let go of my hand for now. For providing an environment of constant verbal support, freedom to feel acceptance and affection. No other person will shape my heart the way you've done. You've sacrificed each comfort of your own life to make me self dependent. Thank you. Thank you for your immeasurable patience, for looking out for me even when I didn't think I needed it, for waiting up and worrying, for your words of wisdom and the endless concerns. Thank you for laughing with me, for the limitless hugs and kisses, and for the limitless hugs and kisses. Thank you, mommy, for keeping me warm, for keeping me calm, for keeping me sane. Thank you for sticking up for me, for encouraging me, for believing in me, and for letting me know that you never expected more than the best I could do. Thank you for teaching me to try to see the best in people just as God sees the best in me, to humble myself in the face of conflict and to trust all of my battles to the Lord. Thank you for teaching me how to pray and how to pray about everything. Thank you for the thousands of text messages, the millions of phone calls, and for always sending me home with leftovers. Thank you for the endless stories and songs when I was young, and the endless conversations and memorable outings now that I'm older. Thank you for showing me how much beauty is around me and reminding me of my beauty within. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for everything you have said and for all the times when you said nothing and just listen. Sometimes God doesn't work in mysterious ways. Sometimes he just flat out works. Thank you for being my superhero, my expert in everything, and my very best friend. I love you until we meet, hug, and kiss again. Your oldest daughter and friend, Tanisha, aka Candy. Then this is mine. I'm the middle child. So mine says, Dear mommy. Now, me and my brother, you see, I was as nice and short and sweet. Just kidding. My sister does write novels. Even if you see her on Facebook, she be writing novels all the time. But they be amazing. Okay, so mine says, Dear mommy, thank you for everything. Thank you for being a beautiful, fantabulous mother and woman of God with an enormous heart of gold filled with unconditional love, not only for me, but for everyone you came in contact with. Thank you for your faith, your strength, and your wisdom. Thank you for teaching me to always put God first. Thank you for teaching me compassion, forgiveness, humility, gratitude, unselfishness, independence, and responsibility. Thank you for showing me how to have a sense of humor and for blessing me with the gift of being the people's choice and the life of the party. Always ready to have fun and make sure others are having fun as well. And thank you for preparing me to be a great wife and mother. I owe it all to you, and I thank God for assigning you to me. I could not have asked for a better mother if I were allowed to create her myself. I will love and miss you always and forever. I now have my own personal angel. Spread your wings and rest in paradise, mommy. Love your daughter, Tonya Yvette. Hugs and kisses. And then my brother, he's the baby boy. Those two together was just sickening. He said, Dear mommy, thank you for everything you have done for me throughout my entire life. What an awesome mom you have been. Even though my heart is hurting so bad, my heart is also filled with joy and happy memories. You gave me the best life that any son could ask for. You took great care of me from birth until now. I thank you, mommy, for all your inspirational talks. I miss them so much. Your encouraging words, your strong faith and belief in God. You stayed prayed up, and your unrelenting strength to never give up on me. You were my biggest fan, and you always had my back. And because of that, you helped me become the man that I am today. And I thank you, mommy. You were a blessing to me, and whoever crossed your path, you helped me. You helped, excuse me. You helped many in need and changed plenty of lives for the better. The world has lost a great soldier and heaven has gained one. To my best friend and my forever first lady, I salute you, mother. RIP until we meet again. Yes, son, Jamel. AKA Doe. You know, he didn't write that, but y'all in Virginia know him New York know him as Doe as well. And then I'm going to read this poem that I had wrote back then. Now, I didn't even write this back then. I wrote this in 2002 for our family reunion in North Carolina because my grandmother had passed away in 2002. No. So this was 2001. I don't know. I don't remember, but it was somewhere back then. And we had our family reunion. I think it was that year, 2002. It was probably like that September 2002. So we did like a really great family reunion. And shout out to my family in Williamston, North Carolina. And I wrote this poem for our deceased loved ones. So my mommy was here, and then clearly I said 2002 because I wasn't feeling this way back when she passed away, but during this time I was able to feel like this. So I said this, I titled it Heaven's Door. And I said, someday soon we'll meet again. Just be patient, my dear, and don't ask when. I still remember your smile and your warm embrace, the wonderful feeling I get when I saw your face. Don't worry, be happy and simply reminisce. I guarantee you, my child, you'll feel constant bliss. The memories we share, not even death can erase. They were embedded so deep, there will always be a trace. Hold me deep in your heart as I hold you in mine. Count your blessings each day, and you'll be just fine. God assigned us as a unit for a very special reason. Yet we were separated as it was written during a specific season. Every day of me knowing you brought joy to my life, and I treasured those moments without thinking twice. So rejoice and be thankful, just do as I do. I'm just thankful that God blessed me to know you. Stay in prayer, be strong, and please cry no more, for I'll be waiting for you at heaven's door. And by Tonya that, like I really wrote that. All right, so that's enough. This is my first YouTube live experience, and I'm gonna work on doing more. I'm pretty sure no one's up here because this is my first time, so I don't totally know how to work it. But whoever this touches, I just really hope that it touches someone, because when we lose people, it's not always as easy as we say. We were taught to say certain standard traditional phrases like, "Oh, she's in a better place," and she's no longer in pain, and she wouldn't want you to feel this way, and all these different things. But all of that is easier said than done, because when you're in that situation, when you're waking up every day, and someone that you didn't anticipate not being on the planet in the physical anymore, it's very difficult. Um, we know we all have a day to go. Like they say, we were born to die, and I don't even like to say that's another one. They say we were born to die, and I don't even like to say that anymore, because now that I really, really, I used to believe in reincarnation, but now that my niece is born, that I was talking about, I really, really believe in reincarnation, because I swear that baby, I'm telling you, she does some of the things my mother used to do. That's like, some of it is, sometimes it's kind of like eerie, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like, it's so comforting. But we know we all gotta go, but that don't make it any easier when you know you gotta wake up each day and you cannot physically see and touch the person that I used to live in her womb. Now you know how when we get married we say, "Oh, we're one." Mother and child are one. We are one. So it's like when the mother's no longer here, that's hard. When the child's no longer here, you know what I mean? Like to lose your mother, to lose your child. I don't know what it is to lose a child, but I can only imagine, because losing my mother has just been like so difficult. But I'm doing, well, a lot better than I was before. I have my moments, but I'm a lot better. So I just want to tell anyone out there that's struggling with grief, and you can't really express it. You want to vent to someone who non-judgmental, who's empathetic and compassionate. I I'm no therapist or anything, but I know, like, I'm a person that is a realist. I can't stand a "you supposed to" type of situation. People say, "Oh, well, you supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that." And no, I always say I'm different. I always say I'm cut from a different cloth. And I just don't handle things the way other people do. Like, I don't, I just feel how I feel. I feel my feels. And, I just deal with things the way that works best for me. If I had not dealt with my mother's death the way that I did, I would still not be good. I would still not be good to this day. So I had to deal with her death my way, or her passing, or whatever you call it. I had to deal with it my way. And I feel like God blessed me. I feel like God used my brother and my sister-in-law to bless me, to help me to get my life back. Because I was just really not giving a fuck. Like, I really didn't care. Like, I was so numb and so detached. I mean, I was still being a good person to people, but I was just like in a bubble. Like, I just didn't. And I'm the type of, I'm really a loner, really, by nature, for real. But I really didn't want to really be around people. Like, the majority of the time, I'll go have fun here and there, but the most of the time I didn't want to. And the pandemic made it even worse, because I ended up leaving my ex in December of 2019, and I was living by myself for the very first time in my entire life. Okay, think about it. I grew up with two siblings. I lived with my brother and my sister, my mother, father. Then my father left. It was just a three, my mother and us. Then I moved to Virginia. Now I got a son now. So now everywhere I live is him. And then I got married, and all of this. I'm always was living with somebody. This was the very first time I was living by myself in my whole life. And it was at first it was like liberating and refreshing, but then it was like, oh wow. And then the pandemic hit, and then I was one of those people that was super OCD, which I got like a mild case of OCD anyway, but it was over the top with that coronavirus, COVID, whatever you want to call it, that situation, which is still in existence, but the world has decided to just open up anyway. But at the time when everything was closed, I was just like, no, 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 no. I really didn't want to be around nobody. But it was just like I was still depressed. I was still, having panic attacks, still all fucked up. And then on top of that, now we actually on lockdown. Like we really not supposed to be around each other. So it was really, really hard. Like that was the darkest time for me. So I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful just that God bless me with the strength to just keep pushing, 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 push through the pain. And, um, I'm just happy. I'm just happy. I have my moments because I'm human, right? We're all human. Who's to say, like, the next holiday come around, I won't feel sad or whatever, whatever. But now it's like a thing where I feel the feeling, deal with it, and then keep it moving. Whereas before I would feel it, sit in it, lie in it, and just don't even try to get out of it. I just be like, everybody just stay away from me. You see, this is my mother's name ring. See, it says Mary. It's my favorite girl. Anywho, I'll say goodbye for now. I'll say see you guys later. I'm not gonna say goodbye. I'm gonna say see you guys later. Thank you for listening. God is great and I am magical. And I'm a multi-millionaire. I normally would say I'm a millionaire, but I'm gonna say multi. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say I'm a billionaire. How about that?